warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putri Heryani. From 4E, I would like to share you about the elements of article journal and how to understanding a journal article. The first is the element of the journal is title. Every scientific journal must have a clear title. By reading the title, it will be easier for reader to know the core of the journal without having to read the entire journal. Title cannot have multiple meaning. It's recommended not to have more than 12 words of Indonesian journal and more than 10 words of English journals. The title is written in the middle of the page in capital letter and the bold type. And we have a name or authors. Conclude author's name, supervisor's name 1, supervisor's name 2 if you have. Without an academic degree, it's recommended accompanied by the name of the institution, like name of study program, faculty, and university. And it's recommended to include an address and email. And after that, we have abstract. Abstract is different to summary. The abstract section in the scientific journal serves to briefly discuss the content of the journal. Abstract here is tended to be explanatory without referring to the journal. The abstract section must present around 200 words, which summarize the objective, method, result, and conclusion. This abstract is usually written last. An easy way to write abstract is to quote the most important point in each section of the journal. And after abstract, we have introduction. The introduction contains the background of why the research was conducted, a description of problem to be studied related to the theory, and ended with the purpose of the research. Writing type with 2 spaces, approximately 4 to 6 pages. After that, we have methods. This section explains when an experiment has been carried out. The researchers explain the experimental design, equipment, data collection method, and type of control. If the experiment is carried out in nature, the authors describe the area of research, location, and so explain the work carried out. After method, we have discussion or discussion result. The discussion can be divided into several subsections. Type into space, writing approximately 4 to 6 pages. In this discussion, compare the result of research with the model of theory referred to, and link the result of your research and previous research by showing similarities and discussing their differences. After discussion, we have conclusion. In the conclusion discussion, the verification of hypotheses from research, written concisely that contains enough information so that the reader knows that he has proven the hypothesis that has been done in knowing the advantage and disadvantage of the method. And the last, we have references, or we can say it a bibliography. Bibliography in scientific paper is written immediately after the text ends. No need to replace the new page. While the bibliography, the paper, book, or research is written by changing new page. Type of writing a bibliography is title reference in bold with upper right letter or capital. So I have 7 ways if you want to understanding about article journal. The first is read the abstract first. The abstract is usually on the first page of the piece. Always before the introduction, you are likely to find it intended underneath to the title. You should be able to tell by the end of the abstract what the journal article is all about and whether it will be a value for you. And second, stop reading the article if it doesn't make sense. The first page usually provides an introduction to the article. It should orient you to the topic and the author stance. It goes to more detail than abstract, and should provide the compelling reason why you shouldn't keep reading the piece. And the third is scan before you read. Scanning involves looking through an article to find important section to read. Ask yourself, do I have to read it all? Which part will give me what I need? Maybe you have a journal and only want to know the finding. It might therefore be worthwhile to scan through the article until you reach the finding and the conclusion section. And the fourth is always read the literature review. The literature review sections often under the literature review, background or context. We'll reference some important sources. I strongly recommend that you to read the literature review to ensure you have a clear understanding and the background information. And five is you probably don't want to read the methodology. You are reading the article, find out the answer to questions. At the methodology section, explain how the answers we gather. Methodologies is very important if you are writing a critical literature review master level. Skip it unless you feel there's a good reason to find out how this study took place. Otherwise, skip it. And the sixth is jump to conclusion. Jump to the conclusion. Journal article conclusion are just like your own essay conclusion. They usually summarize the article's finding, weaknesses, and implication. When reading an article, to gather new information and key ideas for an essay. The findings are what you are really for. Once you've read the abstract and introduction, and the last is if it's a set reading, take notes, even if you don't understand it. Not understanding the article is no excuse if you are set a journal article to read. Make sure you read it. Use the strategy above to save your time, but make sure you come to class with some notes. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.